Outside Mullingar, that's the next show to hit the stage at Encore Theatre. It is set in Ireland, and we're going to learn more about this show. To my immediate left, we have the cast members, Drew Cayeton, and he's Anthony Riley, and we have John Schleister, I was right the first time.
You got it.
Tony in the show. So thank you both for coming today.
Thanks for having us.
So I guess this is the father-son duo.
Yes, it is.
Sorry, Drew.
Yeah.
Drew's the son, John's the father. So give us a little background on this story.
Well, it takes place on 2 farms in rural Ireland. It's outside Mullingar, which is an actual city.
Oh, it is?
In
okay.
Ireland. Yeah, I thought that was made up or something. I looked it up today.
Yeah.
It's there. It's like the size of Dayton. It's a pretty good sized city. But we are in Killican, which is kind of like Spencerville to Lima. You know, we're out in kind of farm country. So our 2 farms, well, our farm is next to the Muldoons, that's my love interest in the show. And although we really haven't talked about it that much all of our lives, me and my next door neighbor and her mother live there. So it's just a very charming story about these 2 families and their relationship.
And he's a bit shy.
I was going to ask you about the accent.
Yes.
So you're in Ireland, so you guys working on these accents, huh? You're going for it?
Yes.
I'd like to put a disclaimer out there right off the bat. I apologize to all the Irish people because we're not going to do well, but we'll give it a shot.
At least you're giving it a shot. Yes, exactly. So,
I'll tell you, no, we're actually all very good at the Irish accents. I've looked, and they actually have dialect coaches for a lot of the other productions of this.
Oh.
But no, we've got it covered.
Oh, good.
We're totally good with it. I mean, nothing suits him. That's why we're always arguing with each other.
What can I say?
Well, it's out on the farm. John, is that neat to be on the farm atmosphere? Or does that make you, have you been on farms before?
I come from Columbus Grove. Of course I'm from a farm.
Yes, all right.
But no, it really has been fun to work with Drew and Kim and Nicole. Good Lord, she's the president of the Octa West. It's just such a great cast to be able to play with. Really.
Right, very good. Okay, so is there a lot of funny lines where you have to kind of like work on the timing, or is this just like subtle comedy in this show?
There are some very funny lines, and at this point we don't know how much laughter there will be.
Right,
You don't have an audience.
Practice with an audience.
But so we will have to hold for laughter in this because it's just so charming. Again, the Irish sentiment in
and
this
you're
is
right
great.
about subtle. There really is
There
a lot of subtle humor in there that once we finally get a crowd was like, oh, okay, yeah, that is supposed to be fun. That's great. Yes.
Yes, that works. I was telling you, I don't know if you've seen it in the video yet, but Drew, I was fascinated that there's a scene where you're in, and it's raining, and you guys are actually doing that. So let's talk about the sets and the production side of this.
So it's Ireland, so we all know it rains there an awful lot. So in order to give that great effect, our director, I think, went above and beyond. I mean, other productions have said, well, we're just going to put the sound effects in there, and you'll know that it's raining. But we actually have water coming from above, hitting the roof of the shed that Rosemary and I are standing in, and we're behind all this rain coming down. It's a gentle rain, and it's a really cool effect.
Wow.
And it really takes you to that, wow, they're standing outside in the rain, and they're having a pretty long discussion about lots of different things.
Should give Miss Missy and John Keller both some kudos for that.
They're the ones who put it together. Wow.
Because it takes a lot. To rain inside, it's not the easiest thing.
Right, yeah, that's why I was fascinated. I'm like, wow, look at that. So is it a simple set, though, because you talked about a farmhouse and things? Is that?
It's a simple set, and it takes place in 2 different kitchens.
Okay.
It starts out in Da and I's kitchen, which is a little bit messier because 2 men living together. And then it goes to Rosemary's kitchen in the end, where she and I are having our discussion, and she keeps it a lot cleaner than we do.
Nice, all right. So it's a comedy, having a good time. Is this for the whole family, or we talking kind of a little bit more serious, leave the kids at home? Well, how would you rate this?
The kids probably wouldn't understand the relationship, I think. Although it is, I mean, there's nothing in it that wouldn't be appropriate, but I think that it's just an adult comedy.
It's not like Misery. It's
okay, really. All right, and you said this is written by John Patrick Shanley, and of course we were talking about how we haven't really heard of this show, but we know the author of this show.
Right, he wrote Moonstruck, and everybody loves that movie, of course. And this was also made into a movie called Wild Mountain Time.
All right.
So Emily Blunt and Jamie Dornan were the leads in that.
So we can get the flavor then of the kind of comedy and things happening with this one. All right, so you guys open this weekend, so get your tickets now, right?
Definitely.
2 weekends full, right there's the information on the screen. It's at Encore Theatre. Sounds like it's a cool show. Set in Ireland, a romance comedy. Thanks for coming to us today.
All right,
very
great to be here.
All right, don't go away. We'll take a look at the weather forecast next.